Welcome in, friends, because today we are stepping into a tiny red farmhouse that feels like a warm hug from the very first glance. Before we even cross the threshold, you can already sense the magic, the storybook charm, the cozy cottage or spirit, and that collected over time vintage decor that makes a home feel lived in, loved, and beautifully personal. This is not about perfection. It is about comfort, character, and the kind of home tour that makes you slow down and smile. If you love tiny home tour videos, farmhouse home decor, and cozy aesthetic inspiration, stay with me because every corner has a story to tell. Let us start outside, where the tiny red farmhouse makes a sweet first impression with its rustic curb appeal and timeless country style. Picture weathered wood, a simple chair with a soft cushion, a hanging basket overflowing with seasonal greenery, and just enough vintage detail to feel welcoming without trying too hard. A small porch can still feel grand when it carries the right mood, and this one whispers cottage or decor from the moment you arrive. The goal here is not size, it is atmosphere. It is that feeling of walking up to a home that already seems to know how to slow your breath and invite you to stay a while. As soon as you step inside, the entryway introduces the soul of this tiny farmhouse home. There is a gentle mix of old and new, with a narrow bench, a woven basket for everyday essentials, and a mirror that bounces light across the room. A few vintage hooks, a soft runner, and a small floral touch instantly establish the cozy cottage aesthetic. In a tiny home, the entryway has to work hard, but it can still feel beautiful. This is where practical storage meets charming home styling, and it is the perfect opening note for a small space filled with farmhouse decor ideas, thrifted treasures, and quiet elegance. Now we arrive at the living room, where every inch feels intentionally styled to create a warm and inviting retreat. Soft textiles, layered pillows, a slip-covered chair, and a well-loved coffee table bring that vintage farmhouse decor look to life without overwhelming the space. The palette stays gentle and comforting, but the textures do the talking. You notice linen, cotton, wood, and a hint of worn patina that gives the room its personality. This is the kind of cozy home aesthetic that feels deeply relaxing after a long day. It is simple, but never empty. It is styled, but never stiff. It simply feels like home. The kitchen is where this tiny red farmhouse truly shines, because small kitchens can hold some of the biggest charm. Think open shelves, vintage crockery, a classic kettle, and warm wood tones that make every meal feel a little more special. A tiny kitchen tour is always about efficiency, but here it also becomes about beauty. Mason jars, antique-inspired jars, floral tea towels, and a few carefully chosen decorative pieces create that cottage farmhouse kitchen look people love searching for online. Everything feels usable, but also pretty enough to enjoy. It is a perfect example of how small space decorating ideas can still feel rich, layered, and full of character. Just beside the kitchen, a little dining nook becomes one of the most charming moments in the home tour. There is a small wooden table, mismatched chairs that somehow work perfectly together, and a centerpiece that looks like it was gathered from a lovely weekend at an antique market. This is where cottagecore decor and vintage home styling truly meet. You can imagine coffee in the morning, homemade soup at lunch, or candlelight at dinner. Tiny spaces often need to multitask, but they can still feel romantic. With the right mix of thrifted decor and thoughtful placement, even the smallest dining nook can feel like the most inviting spot in the house. bedroom brings the energy down in the best possible way, offering a calm pause from the rest of the tour. Soft bedding, a vintage quilt, a small bedside lamp, and floral accents create a restful space that leans into cozy cottage style without feeling overly decorated. This room proves that tiny bedroom decor does not have to be complicated to feel special. A single framed print, a ceramic vase, or a folded blanket at the foot of the bed can transform the mood completely. It is peaceful, romantic, and deeply comforting, the kind of room that makes you want to close the door, breathe deeply, and stay just a little longer. Even the bathroom gets its own moment of charm in this tiny farmhouse home tour. Instead of chasing a sterile modern look, the space leans into vintage decor details that make it feel soulful and sweet. A textured hand towel, a simple glass jar, an antique-style mirror, and a little floral arrangement can completely shift the atmosphere. In a small bathroom, every object matters, so the styling has to be deliberate. Here, the result feels cozy rather than crowded. It is a perfect example of shabby chic home decor done with restraint and intention. The room feels fresh, but it also feels like it has a story, which is exactly what makes it memorable. One of the best things about a tiny farmhouse home is watching how storage becomes part of the design instead of hiding behind it. Baskets, shelves, tucked-away drawers, and multifunctional furniture all help the space stay organized while preserving the cozy cottagecore mood. Nothing feels harsh or purely utilitarian. Instead, storage becomes beautiful enough to display. That is the secret behind great tiny home decorating ideas. Practical choices can still feel lovely. Whether it is a basket for blankets, a cabinet for dishes, or a narrow shelf for collectibles, the home stays functional while keeping its vintage charm intact. It is the kind of design lesson viewers always remember. Let us talk about texture, because this is where a tiny home can feel far more luxurious than its square footage suggests. Linen curtains, woven baskets, weathered wood, ceramic surfaces, and soft quilts all work together to create that cozy old-fashioned home feeling people adore. Texture adds dimension, and dimension is what keeps a small room from feeling flat. In this farmhouse home tour, every surface seems to have purpose, and every material contributes to the mood. Even the simplest object feels more special when placed beside something tactile and time-worn. That is why cottage or interior design continues to inspire so many viewers. It celebrates comfort through layers you can almost feel through the screen. No Tiny Red Farmhouse tour would be complete without vintage decor that brings personality into every corner. A salvaged frame, a chipped pitcher, a brass candlestick, or an old wooden tray can change the emotional tone of a room instantly. These pieces are not just decorative, they carry memory, history, and a sense of continuity. That is what makes a farmhouse vintage decor style feel so compelling. It is collected, not purchased all at once. It is thoughtful, not rushed. Viewers love this kind of home because it feels authentic, and authenticity is always more beautiful than a space that looks copied from a catalog. Every vintage find adds another chapter to the story. Because this is a red farmhouse home, the color story deserves its own spotlight. The red accents are not loud or overpowering. Instead, they feel grounding, warm, and slightly nostalgic. You might see red in a checked pillow, a small appliance, a floral print, or even a painted chair that anchors the room with charm. This is what makes the home feel cohesive while still embracing cozy cottage style. Red adds life to the palette and pairs beautifully with creams, woods, and faded florals. In tiny home decorating, one strong accent color can create rhythm throughout the entire house, helping every room feel connected without looking repetitive. detail that keeps viewers engaged is the way seasonal decor can refresh a tiny farmhouse without requiring a full makeover. A spring garland, autumn leaves, a winter candle display, or summer wildflowers can shift the mood instantly. This is where cozy home styling becomes dynamic and fun. The base remains timeless, but the accents change with the seasons, giving the home a lived-in rhythm that feels natural. That approach works beautifully for cottagecore decor because it emphasizes growth, nature, and gentle change. It also makes the content feel evergreen for your audience, especially for viewers searching for seasonal home decor ideas, small space styling, and affordable decorating inspiration. The most memorable moments in a home tour are often the smallest ones. A handwritten note tucked into a frame, a teacup left on a shelf, a folded throw that looks casually perfect, or a little cluster of books beside a candle. These details slow the viewer down and make them look again. They create the feeling that the home was truly loved into existence. In a tiny red farmhouse, the little things matter even more because every object is visible and intentional. That is what makes this style so captivating for fans of vintage cottage decor, shabby chic home styling, and rustic home tours. It is not just decorating. It is storytelling through details. What makes this tiny farmhouse so inspiring is that it feels attainable. It does not rely on expensive furniture or perfect symmetry. Instead, it leans into affordable home decor, thrifted finds, family pieces, and a relaxed arrangement that feels human. That authenticity is a big reason audiences connect with cozy home aesthetic content. It reminds viewers that beauty can be built slowly. A tiny home does not need to look grand to feel meaningful. It needs warmth, balance, and heart. And that is exactly what this red farmhouse delivers. It is charming without being precious, stylish without being cold, and deeply personal in the way the best homes always are. If this little red farmhouse has made you smile, this is the perfect moment to subscribe for more home decor inspiration, tiny home tours, cottagecore styling ideas, and vintage farmhouse transformations. There is something special about gathering with people who love warm spaces, thoughtful details, and the beauty of everyday living. So go ahead and hit like if you enjoyed this tour, because it helps this cozy content reach more people who are searching for home styling ideas, rustic decor inspiration, and small space decorating magic. And be sure to comment below with the one detail you loved most, whether it was the kitchen, the bedroom, the porch, or the vintage touches. As we end this tiny red farmhouse home tour, I hope you are leaving with fresh ideas, a calmer heart, and a renewed love for cozy cottagecore and vintage decor. This home proves that size does not define warmth, style does not require excess, and charm often lives in the smallest places. From the porch to the bedroom, every room told a story of comfort, character, and intentional living. Thank you for spending this time here with me. If you enjoyed this tour, subscribe for more inspiring home decor videos, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments so we can keep building this beautiful, cozy community together.